This is the Daily Balance. 5 stories, 3 perspectives. March 15th, 2026. The U.S. military struck Kharg Island, Iran's primary oil export terminal, on day 15 of the U.S.-Israeli military campaign. 7 American service members have now died in the conflict, including 6 in a refueling plane crash in western Iraq. Iran has named Mojtaba Khamenei, son of the former supreme leader, as its new leader.
From the right, conservative voices say the Kharg Island strike cuts off the regime's financial lifeline. They argue crippling Iran's oil revenue is the fastest path to ending the threat.
From the left, progressive critics warn this escalation risks a wider regional war. They argue diplomatic channels were abandoned too quickly and question the long-term cost in American lives.
FCC Chairman Brendan Carr warned that broadcasters could lose their licenses over what the administration calls news distortions in Iran war coverage. The FCC's own website states the First Amendment prohibits the commission from censoring broadcast content.
From the right, conservative analysts argue broadcasters have an obligation to report accurately, especially during wartime. They say holding media accountable is not censorship, but enforcing existing standards.
From the left, press freedom advocates call this a direct attack on the First Amendment. They point out the FCC hasn't revoked a license in decades and say this is about intimidation, not accuracy.
Israeli attacks have killed at least 773 people in Lebanon since March 2nd. In the latest strike, 12 medical workers died when Israel hit a healthcare center in southern Lebanon. Israel says Lebanon will pay an increasing price for harboring threats.
From the right, conservative voices argue Israel has the right to neutralize threats along its border. They say Hezbollah's infrastructure in civilian areas makes collateral damage tragically unavoidable.
From the left, critics call the healthcare center strike a violation of international humanitarian law. They argue targeting medical facilities cannot be justified under any security rationale.
The Iran conflict is driving up jet fuel prices worldwide, with airlines beginning to raise fares. Formula One canceled its Bahrain and Saudi Arabian races scheduled for April. President Trump urged allied nations to send warships to secure the Strait of Hormuz, but France declined.
From the right, analysts say short-term economic pain is the price of long-term stability. They argue securing the Strait of Hormuz protects the global economy and that allied nations should step up.
From the left, critics say ordinary consumers are paying the price for a war they didn't choose. They note France's refusal signals that even allies question this military approach.
An anonymous donor gave a Japanese city $3.6 million in gold bars to repair its aging water system. City officials called the gift staggering and said it will fund critical infrastructure repairs for thousands of residents.
From the right, commentators celebrate this as private generosity at its finest. They say it shows communities don't always need government programs when citizens step up.
From the left, analysts applaud the kindness, but note that water infrastructure shouldn't depend on charity. They argue governments have a responsibility to fund basic services for all citizens.
That's the Daily Balance for tonight, your source of news from all perspectives. See you tomorrow.